If you had 1 acre of land and just one kind of animal to raise on it, what would you choose? For most people, the answer comes fast. A cow, a horse, maybe a couple of goats. It feels obvious. Bigger animals, bigger payoff. That instinct has shaped homesteading dreams for generations, and it's almost always wrong. Here's the surprising part. The most efficient small farmers in history, the ones who fed entire families through famine, war, and economic collapse, they rarely reached for the largest animal in the field. They reached for the smallest, the fastest, the most overlooked, and the results they pulled from a single patch of ground would shame a herd of cattle. Over the next few minutes, you're going to discover which animals actually generate the most food, the most profit, and the most lasting sustainability for every single square foot you own. Some of these will feel obvious in hindsight. Others will completely overturn what you thought you knew about farming small. So let's start by dismantling the biggest mistake of all, the belief that bigger means better. A single cow sounds productive until you do the math. On just 1 acre, large livestock become a problem almost immediately. A cow needs space to graze, and 1 acre simply can't keep up with her appetite. Within weeks, the grass is cropped down to the dirt. Now you're buying feed, and that feed quietly eats away at every bit of profit you imagined. The soil compacts, the pasture dies, and you're left with a muddy, exhausted plot of land and very little to show for it. The problem isn't the animal, it's the scale. And once you understand the one measurement that actually matters, everything changes. That measurement is production per acre, not the size of the animal, but how much usable output a single piece of land can give you over time. The moment you start thinking that way, the whole hierarchy flips upside down. The giants fall to the bottom, and the creatures most people ignore rise straight to the top, which brings us to the undisputed champion of the small farm, the humble chicken. For thousands of years, chickens have quietly anchored homesteads on nearly every continent. They asked for little, and they gave back constantly. That's exactly why they followed humans everywhere. Start with eggs. A small flock can give you hundreds in a single year. A steady, renewable source of protein that shows up almost every single day. Then there's meat, fast to raise, cheap to feed, turning kitchen scraps and forage into dinner. But the real brilliance of chickens goes way beyond food. Let them roam, and they hunt insects relentlessly, pest control across your entire plot without a single chemical, and everywhere they walk, they fertilize, dropping rich nitrogen-heavy manure that feeds your soil and your gardens. Eggs, meat, pest control, fertilizer, all from one modest bird. That's why almost every truly efficient system on Earth begins with chickens. But if chickens are the foundation, the next animal might be the most underestimated of them all. Rabbits. Quiet, compact, astonishingly productive. And most modern farmers forget they even exist. That's a mistake history never made. Rabbits breed at a remarkable pace. A handful of animals can become a steady supply of meat in just months. Their feed to meat ratio is among the most efficient of any livestock you can raise. Simple greens in, lean protein out, with very little waste. And they do it all in a tiny footprint. A few stacked hutches can hold an entire breeding operation in the space a single goat would barely notice. This is exactly why, during wartime rationing and economic depressions, families raised rabbits in backyards, sheds, and city lots all over the world. When survival demanded the most food from the least space, the rabbit answered the call again and again. Now let's move from dry land to something a little wetter, and an animal most people overlook completely. Ducks, often dismissed as just messier chickens, but that misunderstanding hides their real value. They lay eggs generously, often outproducing chickens in cold or wet conditions where other birds struggle. They tend to be hardier too, shrugging off diseases that can sweep through a chicken coop. And ducks are relentless foragers in damp ground. Slugs, snails, the parasites that plague your gardens and pastures, they devour all of it. If part of your acre is low, soggy, prone to standing water, that ground is nearly useless for most animals. For ducks, it's paradise. They turn your worst terrain into one of the most productive zones on the whole property. If ducks impress you with output, the next bird will astonish you with sheer efficiency. Quail, they look almost too small to matter, and that's exactly the illusion. These tiny birds mature with breathtaking speed, reaching laying age in a fraction of the time a chicken needs. Their eggs are small but prized, rich and sought after in markets where chicken eggs are ordinary, and best of all, quail can be raised at incredible density. Dozens housed comfortably in the space a few chickens would demand. For anyone working with a micro farm, a balcony, or just a corner of that single acre, quail deliver an output to space ratio that almost nothing else on earth can match. And then there's an animal that breaks the rules entirely because it barely competes for your land at all. Bees, a category all their own. A single hive sits quietly in a corner, taking up almost no ground, yet its reach stretches across acres of flowers, fields, and trees. They produce honey, a valuable, storable, sellable harvest that asks for almost no space in return, but their greatest gift is invisible. As they forage, they pollinate everything around them, dramatically increasing the yield of your gardens, your orchards, your crops. Bees don't just produce, they multiply the productivity of every other living thing on your land. Maximum return, minimum footprint, nothing else comes close to that equation. Of course, there's one larger animal that deserves an honest second look. Goats. They can work on a single acre, but only under the right conditions and with realistic expectations. Their real talent is clearing brush, brambles, and rough vegetation, the stuff other animals refuse to touch, turning overgrown corners into usable space. A good dairy goat can also give a family a steady stream of milk, but the limits are real. On just 1 acre, even a small herd will strip the land quickly and start demanding feed, just like their larger cousins. That dream of the perfect homestead goat, grazing happily and asking for nothing, is mostly a myth. Goats are a tool for specific jobs, not a foundation for the whole farm. And that idea that every animal is a tool with a purpose is where everything finally comes together. Here's the shift that separates struggling homesteads from thriving ones. The real question was never which single animal is best. The true advantage comes from combining them. Picture chickens following rabbits, scratching through their droppings to control pests and spread fertilizer. Picture ducks patrolling the ground beneath beehives, while the bees pollinate the very plants that feed everyone. Picture poultry rotating behind goats, cleaning up parasites and renewing the soil the goats leave behind. Each species covers another's weakness. Each one's waste becomes another's resource. This is ecosystem design, and it's the secret the most productive farms have always understood. So what does that actually look like on the ground? On the most efficient 1-acre homesteads, every square foot has a job. Soggy ground hosts ducks, a quiet corner holds beehives. Chickens and rabbits share rotating zones that constantly renew the soil. Nothing is wasted, because one animal's byproduct is always feeding another's success. Manure becomes fertilizer, fertilizer grows forage, forage feeds the animals, and the cycle turns again. Waste shrinks to almost nothing, and the land grows richer with every season instead of poorer. It isn't one animal carrying the farm, it's a system working together, producing far more than the sum of its parts, which brings us all the way back to where we began. If you had 1 acre and one choice to make, the honest answer is this: the best animal isn't an animal at all. There is no single winner. The farms that produce the most don't bet everything on the biggest creature in the pasture. They build relationships between many small ones, letting each fill a role the others can't. The person who chooses the largest animal almost always ends up with less. The person who builds a system ends up with more from every inch of ground. On a single acre, success isn't measured by the size of the animal. It's measured by how intelligently every living piece fits together.